Yes, hello, good evening. I think almost 11 or 10 of us there. Shall we start? What do you say? Can you hear me?
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father.
Okay, shall we
Yes,
start?
Father.
So can I request any one of you to say the short prayer? Any volunteer, please? Yes, anyone? Let's
Okay, Father, I can
yeah, please. Okay, please.
pray. Okay.
Okay.
In the name of the Father and the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity together for this training session. We are grateful for knowledge and experience that we share, and we ask for your guidance and wisdom as we learn. We ask for the blessings on all those who are leading, that he may be inspired and effective in the teachings. May we all grow in the knowledge and understanding, and may this training class be a blessing to us. Through Christ the Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much, Liz. Also kind of you. Okay, welcome. Can you hear me? Is my yeah. Okay, that's good. So that was yesterday. That was yesterday. So okay. So this is the plan for today. Let us recap yesterday's our discussion. What did you like most? What did you remember? Or what did you struck you most? What was the most interesting? Yes. Can I request anyone to say what did you like yesterday? What you didn't like? What was most interesting? Yes, please. I like to hear from you. Anyone? Anyone?
Yes, Father.
Yes, please.
So yesterday I learned about two animals, social animal and communicating animals. So
Okay.
in the social animal is freedom, willpower, and intelligence, and God creations. And the communication animal is ideas, feeling, emotions. And
Okay.
also that we learn about the communications. So there will be verbal and non-verbal. So
Okay.
there are many ways of communications: speaking, writing, and visual image and body language.
Okay. That's good.
So there are also the transmission phase. So message, and then we will make encodings.
Yeah.
So some of the letter is mediums, and some are we made noise. So
Mhm.
the communication is it is important for us. And in our community, we use the common language with in like Myanmar language, and
Okay.
also we use telephone and to call our friends and message in shortcut and letter. And sometimes we use the emotion picture. So when we are speaking with the children, we use body language and verbal to be clear our communications. So sometimes we contact with eyes, and without speaking, then we can feel it and understand. So this is yesterday what I'm learning about the lesson.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. Okay, anyone? Next one, please. Anyone? Yes, any volunteers, please? Yeah, anyone?
Father,
Yes, Sister Malene,
yesterday,
yeah.
yesterday, the connection was very poor from my side. I could not catch anything from
Okay.
you. That's why today, if you wish better to explain again, I want to ask. That's that
Okay,
one
okay,
more
okay,
thing.
okay.
That one.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. I'll speak today slowly, okay. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Father.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Anyone? Anyone? So to answer to Melanie, this is what we discussed yesterday about preliminary or introduction to communication, that we are social animals, we are born in a family, we have a society, we have a country, we have the world. But in all this, that's a social aspect of our life. Then we have second part, we are also have communicating. Our way of communication, unlike animals, is higher. Like we can speak, express, we can laugh, we have language. Some people can speak so many languages, you can learn. Unlike animals, animals also communicate, but their level of communication is different than our level of communication. That's why God has created us at the peak of creation, the best created animal in the world. Then we discussed about the different types of communication, like speaking, writing, how we use visuals, body language, gesture, eye contact, and all that. Then, as Lee said earlier, we have how we have a message, the idea to communicate, then that has to be encoded, means well, we need something to express that. Like for example, I'm hungry. So how can I tell someone that I'm hungry? So I have to tell a word, I can signal someone, or I can write, I'm hungry, I need food. So then the person has to understand that what I'm looking for, I'm asking for is food. So then that's why we have sender and receiver. The source of message, the one who sends the message, the one who listens or receives the message. Then we have feedback. Feedback, the process, the receiver becomes sender and the sender becomes receiver. So then that's the called feedback or response. Then in the process of this, there can be a noise, means an obstacle. Either there is a noise in the message or encoding or decoding or the feedback and all. So in a day-to-day life, we continue to maintain that this process, transmission phase, as well as the feedback phase. Then we discuss about verbal and non-verbal, how we in our daily life, either privately or publicly, or you are in office, or you're alone, you're with your friends, or you're in the market, or you are traveling, or at home, how we communicate. So different contexts, like it can be talked to, bottom, the boss and the subjects, or the college itself. So that's we discussed. Then we can horizontal we discuss. Then we also discuss the four functions of communication that it has information sharing. Then we also have emotions to express. Then we have to see motivation means the I and why. Why am I communicating? The reason behind it. So like for example, now you have a class. This is the reason behind class means you have subject, you need to have a degree, you are studying in a university. Therefore, this class is a part of that subject reason. Then information control. Sometimes information can be used as a form of control, what to say or not to say. Or like for example, now Cambodia and Thailand are having border tension. So they are also controlling information, what to say in a television or in the news or not to say. So what to share, what to not to share. So that's information can be controlled. Like for example, parents sometimes they don't want to tell their children control. Sometimes they will say. So that's the part functions of the communications. Okay. Yeah. Then the
Yes,
rest
yes, Father.
and the rest you can see in the slides is easier. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? Anyone? No, no questions. We begin another another one. Okay. I'll send you in the chat the today's PowerPoint, so you can just wait. We can share the. Yeah, can you, Sister Malayan, can you share this PowerPoint in the share in that was yesterday? So you can stop that. I can start this new one. Look at in the chat. Yes. Can you see in the chat, Zoom chat, please? Yeah, you can stop that one. The yesterday you can stop. Then share the new one here on the chat. I send it there attached. Did you see?
Yes, Father.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, please share that one, this one, the new one.
So that I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna share. If someone share in the Bible group, it will be okay for them.
What is that? Shall I share myself?
So in the chat, I cannot open and I cannot read it.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay,
But if someone share in the Bible group, it will be okay.
I see. Okay, can you stop this one? Okay, okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Good.
You send me different PowerPoint, Father?
Yeah, I send you the messenger. I send you the messenger. Today's today's PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, okay. That's better, I think. Yeah. Okay, good.
So which one?
This one. Yeah, this the one. Yeah. Yeah, can we go to the first one? The first slide. Yeah, okay. Yeah, can you make a full screen, sir? Okay, good. So we continue from the introduction yesterday where we left. At the beginning, we need to remember the center of communication is a human person. That means even if we have technology, we have equipment, those are secondary and they are at the service of us, human being, because human beings are in control and they are the one who have invented the technology, whatever technology, it's internet, we have laptop, we have email, we have social media, whatever. And we have feelings, we have expressions. The machines or technology supposed to be under our service. The technology has no feeling. So, however, like in the coming days, we will discuss about artificial intelligence. Those are at our service. They cannot replace human being. So we have to remember in communication, human person is the most important and he is in control. So so, having said that, we remember any communication for that matter, always remember that it has to be clearly understood by the person, clearly communicated and clearly received. So clarity, they say clarity. So to make our messages, our understanding clear is important, either it is a written or it is oral, or it can be with emotions or whatever form we communicate. Clarity has to be always aimed for. So that's the heart of communication. The second principle is these days, we do not have much attention. People are distracted by so many factors. Their personal, their internal, or outside or inside. People have no time for lengthy explanations. So sometimes we tend to forget that brevity is the soul of them. That means as you keep your messages better, people remember. But like for example, like Twitter earlier, we had only 14 words. So more than that, you cannot say. If you want to say more than 14 words, you have to have another tweet. So like that, short. So sometimes depending on the need or the context or the audience, you need to make sure your message is short and it's sweet. So that's the one thing. This is where we left yesterday. Barriers to effective communication. What prevents, what hindrance? Like for example, you have a road, you have nice road, and there is no speed breakers. But sometimes because of accidents, because of some reason, sometimes there are speed breakers. So that's called humps or obstacles. So the vehicle would slow down because some people are crossing, because there is a hospital, there is a school, there is a market, there are the pedestrians that are crossing. Therefore, there has to be speed breakers. So likewise, there are also problems in communicating effectively. So what are those? Some of them are can be language. Language, something that we have not learned well, or our tone, our grammar, our choice of words, or the way we speak, it's not clear. So the language factor can be an obstacle. For example, um, I speak English. If the audience, my friend whom I'm speaking to doesn't know English, then it will be difficult for us to communicating. Or because of the cultural factor, the word I use is not understood by the other person. So that's how it is. For example, I'm here in the Philippines, like I speak British English, but in the Philippines, people speak about American English. So there are some expressions are different. So like this one factor, language can be a problem or barrier or obstacle. The second one is a physical location, the place. Like for example, you are going to speak in the market, you are calling someone, there are people, so many people talking, the vehicles, crowd. So if you are talking to someone over the phone, because of the location, the place, it may not be clear. Then the third one is a noise, means I am disturbed. For example, I'm angry. I am disturbed myself within. So it's called internal, or it can be outside of me, external. So internal, I may be aware or may not be aware. So that can also affect how I communicate. So noise can be something within myself or something outside of me. For example, you have a class that our internet is not very strong. So I'm willing to speak, you're willing to listen, we have a laptop, but the internet speed is too slow. So beyond our control. So that's why the effective of communication can be affected. Then the fourth one is culture. The way things people understand culture in one place can be different from another culture. So as cultural practices, there's something like in the Philippines, if you touch any food with your hand, they will not eat anymore because you do not use spoon or something to. So you're not supposed to touch any food with your hand. But in other countries, it's, as long as your hand is clean, it's okay. So people can eat. But in the other country, other place, because you touch the food with your hand, they may not eat. The culture. So so because of culture, it can be a problem for understanding or communicating. Or the next one is perception, how I perceive it. For example, I perceive some people are bad, or they are lazy, or they are stingy, or they are good for nothing. They are not working. They're not clean. So because of my perception, how I communicate is difficult. For example, I say, oh, so Indians are not so clean. They don't take bath frequently. Filipinos take bath several times. They're clean. So perception can be a problem for communicating for some time. So this is also part of our attitude, how we have understood, how we have thought of other people. Number six is restriction. Restriction means I decide myself, self-imposed. Okay, I will not speak. I I will censor myself what to say or not to say. Or it can be because it is restrictions are given by the government or my bosses that I should not speak. That's why people are very clever. Sometimes even if they want to say, they will not say because of they're afraid. So those okay, I repeated number seven. So okay, next slide, please. Yeah, next one, please. Okay. So we discussed about this already. The language I already spoke about the physical location, the restriction, and for this repetition. Okay, next one. Okay. Yeah. So the next one can be also poor equipment. Something is not working. For example, my laptop is not working properly, or the internet is not so fast, or the audio is not working. Like for example, my screen laptop was not working. I have to buy a new one. Then it's better now. And every time I was using Zoom, it was going switch off by itself because of some problem. But now I replace the screen, it is okay, I suppose. So that's gonna happen. I spoke about noise, I spoke about the culture, how American English is different than British English. So for example, there's a word here, we use British English rubber, but the American English there's eraser. So same thing, but two different words. Okay, next one. I already said that one. Okay. perception. Next slide, please. Okay, yesterday I mentioned about these. These are very helpful for any communication. To remember, just a recap, 5 Ws and 1 H. This is very useful for writing news or the report, or when you are going to speak or something, or you are going to write an exam. So remember, some of them are very helpful. This 5 Ws and 1 H means what? So in a communication, most of the time people want to know what happened. For example, there's a traffic jam. So the first thing is what happened? Or I had an appointment today to meet a friend. Then I informed the friend that I'm not coming today. Then the person will ask me, what happened? Why you're not coming? So the next one is who. It's who means the both side, the sender, also the receiver. For example, I had appointment to meet my friend today, and me, I, and my friend, that's the people. So who means people involved? Either one person or two-person, whosoever involved in that activity or program or communication. Then the next one is why, the reason. So normally people always think what happened, then who are involved in that activity or program, then why, the reason, then where, the place. Like you had earthquake a few months ago in Myanmar, and you was the same earthquake was also in Thailand. So what happened? Earthquake. Who are involved? Who are affected? So many people are affected because of earthquake. Why it happened? We have no reason. So where it happened? Like in Myanmar, it happened in Mandalay and other places in Thailand, Bangkok. Then you have the date, the time, the duration, how long the earthquake lasted. Then how means the impact, the how many people are affected, how did it happen? So the background because of there's a nature factor, earthquake can be controlled, and we can also say when was the last time the earthquake was happened. So what has gone before, what conditions contributed to the earthquake, like that. So in any communication, remember to include these details. 5 Ws and 1 H. So when you write exam, remember this wherever it is. So in you can use look at depending on the need, depending on your intention, make sure those 5 Ws and 1 H is there. Okay. I already said this one, but I still want to repeat this today that the word communication comes from Latin word means comunicare, means to share, to make something common, something to impact. Or so it's a it can be a verb and from the adjective for communis means common. For example, I prepared this my slide until I shared with you, it was with me. But I shared with you, it became common. So you also know about it. So something that was with me, now it's also with you. So shared by all. So communis. So the core idea of communication means making something common between receiver or sender or people or groups so that better understanding can be created. For example, you're going to have election in your country at the end of this year, according to government announcement. So this, so when the dates are announced, decided by the authority, then it becomes known to everybody. So this how the information is shared by all. Okay, next one. Yes, next slide, please. Yeah, next one, please. Next slide, please. Yes, next one, please. Next slide, please. Hello, can you hear me? The slide is not moving. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. So, what is the aim of communication? This you can remember is very important. The first one, the aim of communication is to express, not to impress. So, if someone is impressed because the expression is good, so the aim should be clearly expressing ideas, thoughts, emotions, and all. So if someone is impressed, that should be the second, the result of my clear expression. So our communication, written, verbal, non-verbal, oral, any form of communication, the aim is to express clearly and not to just to make impression. So the second one is to connect, to relate. So you can reach out to other people. And that's how, because of the clear expression, good way of relating and connecting people, you will help build up a network with each other, knowing each other, and you have better understanding. Just like social media, we'll discuss in the coming days about that. There's a network building. People know, even if you are not physically present, even if you do not know a person who's in a distant place, another location, you are not met physically, but you can still build up network so that you will able to communicate better. So that's the purpose, better, clear expression, and not just to impress someone. People will praise, wow, very good, you're handsome, you spoke well, you write well, you did well. No, that appreciation, admiration should come at the secondary, in the second level. But the expression is clearly expressing through your medium to an audience. Okay, next one. Okay, so why should we use communication? Communication be used for development purpose, development of people, development of society, development of country. This is a one specialized program, a subject began in the Philippines called Development for Communication or Communication for Development. This for DevCom. So remember, the DevCom means use communication for development, or development can be achieved because of communication. So DevCom. So there is a in the Philippines, there is a university, they are offering master's degree and PhD in development communication. This is primarily for agriculture, for community development, for for animation. So you use communication for development purpose. Development then not just for agriculture or social work. It can be anything to do, something to improve society. So communication for improvement of people and society. Everywhere you have tensions in the country or in communities, in ethnic groups, or in the house, people, family members, relatives, neighbors, or in an organization, the government, and there is a tension, misunderstanding. Use communication for peace. Like for example, India and Pakistan have been in tension for a long time. So like America and other countries are saying, oh, you come, you talk, you dialogue, you solve problem through your diplomatic relations, just like Thailand and Cambodia. Talk, don't fight with your wars. The next one is to communication is can be also to promote harmony, peaceful living with each other. We may have different background, different language, different religion. So we need to exist together side by side. Just if you have been to Singapore, this is one of the most important because if you remember Singapore, they are Malay speaking, they are Indian speaking, then they have Indonesian, the Chinese origin, the Singaporeans, different religions. But they're constant from the beginning of the country. They need to promote harmony, respect each other's religion, culture, and faith traditions and all. So use communication for harmony purpose. The next one is use communication for common good, something for the good of all others, not only just few people, anyone in society, in the country, in a community, in an organization. Or in other words, welfare for the people, not just for your own selfish interest, for good of other people. Communities can be also to promote constitutional values. So you adhere what the Constitution says. The Constitution says to respect religion, to give government, sorry, employment to people, to provide facilities to society or communities. So you can also promote constitutional values. It's also to help promote democracy. That's why it is said that the media or the press is the fourth pillar of democracy in a country. We have judiciary, then you have legislative, you have then so the fourth element is media. So that democracy can be promoted well, so that there is a transparency, there is accountability of the government. Like, for example, how the government is spending taxpayers' money for projects like building houses, roads, hospitals, schools, and other projects. So people will be able to know where does our money go for the government, how the government is spending money well for people. Or the last one is fostering human flourishing, how people can live a healthy life, they can be happy, they can grow in a better understanding. So communication can be used for so many other things. It cannot be used for bad purpose. So to harm, to create tension, to create a fight among communities or countries or nations, depends upon the intention. But primarily, it should be used for positive purpose, good intention, good motivation, for good result, good effect, so that society, people can live in a healthy and peaceful manner. Okay, next one. Okay, we shall have a 5 minutes or 10 minutes a break so that you can ask questions so far, or you like to drink water. Anyone will have a little break. Is that okay, sir? You want to take a break, 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Five minutes of
Sir, just
water.
yes, is that okay? 5 minutes we will have break. You like to drink water, or you want to just take 5 minutes or 10 minutes
Yes,
break?
5 minutes. Mm,
Yes,
5 minutes
sister?
enough for that. Five,
Sister?
5 minutes enough.
Five
Five,
minutes,
five
okay.
minutes enough.
Okay, 5 minutes,
Okay.
okay, 5 minutes. Okay. Take break 5 minutes, please.
Who are Nara la bale, Susaru?
What does your not?
How does it how many nara?
Oh.
Yeah, good evening. I'm back. We'll just wait for everyone.
Yes, Father, we are ready.
Everybody's here. Okay, good. Okay. So this is more about development communication. I spoke earlier. This can be very helpful for all of you, especially who are working in the church or in NGO, in the government, making use of this idea called development communication, means DevCom in short. So it means making use of communication principles for promote social and economic development, not just for social purpose, for personal purpose, for social economic development. For example, so there are a group of farmers. So they are farming rice or vegetables or fish or anything, and they are doing the best way they know. And but if they are given training how to do better, our new way of doing agriculture, how to promote their products, how to sell their fish, how to so like with the help of writing or video or audio or anyway, so that they learn better marketing skill, better farming, better, so that they also develop economically better. So that's the purpose of development communication. You give them capacity, their knowledge, and use communication to enhance their income, their skill, their better way of doing, and all. So this will help them to better their profession and for their learning, so for their future. Or someone is doing best way of farming, like farming rice. So, and that rice is very good quality, and other farmers do not know it. So you can transfer that knowledge of better farming of rice to other farmers who can also do it. For example, in in Yangon, group of farmers underwent a training provided by an NGO or a government, and those people share their knowledge and experience to other rural areas. So this way, communication is used for development purpose. That's for DevCom. So this can be not only just for agriculture, any field, any profession. So make use of communication for good thing. So that's called DevCom, social or economic or cultural development. So also, The second purpose of DevCom is to bring positive change in society. For example, poverty, people are poor, and how to help them to overcome their poverty, how they can learn skills, how can they speak, how can be self-confident, how can take a challenge, how can they can risk, how can they can talk to people, they can explore various possibilities. Uh, so how their poverty can be reduced, or if on health matters. For example, people are getting malaria or getting fever. So what is the cause of people getting? So you can help them with knowledge, with the communication. Oh, you need to take care of your health this way. These are the causes of health. This is the cause to prevent your health problems. Or even education. For example, in certain community, people are not going to school. There are a lot of dropouts, or girls are not sent to the school. Only boys are sent. So you help them know both boys and girls need to study. They need to go to school. So that's how anything that can be brought about positive thing in society. So communication is used for that purpose. But you will also see you can also make use of your social media, like through WhatsApp, sharing good stories, or in Facebook, write about someone who has achieved something or doing something good. So you bring positive change. So that way, development communication is important. You make a social media, you write, or you take a photograph, or make a short video like 5 minutes. You upload in YouTube. People can watch and people can know. So because you want to bring positive change in society, in the church, in an organization, in a family, and all. So that is the purpose of bringing something good in society, positive change. DevCom also helps people or communities so that they know better information. Like for example, you produce a program for agriculture, for women, for children, for young people. For example, young people are not employed well. So why they need to be employed? How they can find job in life? For finding a job, what is the reason? They need to have education, they need to have skills, they need to try, so they need to guidance, they need to exposure. So those will help them to improve their life. So in that purpose, development communication is very helpful for people and communities. And you use communication as a medium to improve development of people. Not only the social, it can be any field, education, cultural or religion, and any other something to bring change in society and people. Okay, that's called DevCom. Okay, next one, please. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. Then we should also know what is mass communication. The mass communication is normally happens a bigger audience, for example, like in a radio or in a television or the internet. It is more than people you can imagine. So it's a large audience. So it can be like through your content creation, through your transmission, messages are made for everyone. Like for example, government announces that there's going to be a flood, or sorry, it can be a typhoon, and you need to take precaution, you move to a safer place. So it's meant for everyone. Or government has announced the election coming in few months' time. You need to prepare everybody, so you can register. You can think people who can participate in elections and all. So it can also in journalism, in writing, or in TV or radio, or in advertising or public relations, entertainment. So these are part of mass comm. In short, it's meant for larger group of people, seen or unseen, count or uncounted. Okay, next is called mass communication. Okay, next one. So these are terms it will be useful for you to understand. Okay, next one, please. Okay, next one. Yeah. So we need to understand media and medium. Media is plural and medium is singular. Like person is singular, persons plural. So likewise, media is always plural, media. But the plural singular version of media is called medium. So any media can be the broadcasting, the publishing, or internet. That's called media. So mass media, plural. Okay. So you will have to understand the word media. Okay, next one. Yes, next slide. So this is the new term called social communication. So this was used in the Catholic Church in 1960s, after the Vatican Council, after 65. So there is a document, tomorrow I will tell you that document about this social communication. So this includes means everything, any form of communication. It can be group, it can be small, it can be mass. So this is called communication. This is used now for many years. Social communication includes everything. It means the ability to effectively interact or exchange information in a social context, in any context. So nothing to do with social means, only society, nothing to do in any context for that matter. It can involve language. You need to have good communication skills like written, oral, verbal, non-verbal, so that you will able to learn how to face social situations, understand social factors, and build better relationship. Like social media, we have like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or WeChat or any other social network. This is a technologically building communication, better relationship, better understanding, reaching out people. So also social communication is important for daily interactions, for like in a family, in an institution, like in a school, in a hospital, so that any common good or common goals can be achieved. That's called social communication. That means any form of communication that we have is meant for good purpose. Okay. Next one. Yes, next slide, please. Yeah, then we have social media. So social media refers to any online platform that how users, people who have account in that platform, they need to create a content, something to share, something to make on people. They create, they share, and exchange information, ideas, personal messages, or any other content. For what purpose? Fostering virtual communities, not the physical communities, but virtual community means they are scattered in different parts of the country or the world, wherever they are, whatever they're doing, but you create a virtual community. So that's how now, in the case of mass communication, you are at the receiving end, means you just consume information. But in the case of social media, you create content, create messages for people. So earlier, a consumer becomes now also a producer of content, so that you can share not only people who are the television, the internet, the radio, newspaper, they can write, they can produce video, they can only create content for other people. But now, an ordinary citizen, you become content creator for something good for other people, and that's how it becomes in social media. For example, there was no Facebook earlier. Now we have Facebook. Anyone can write video, photo, then put, so you become content creator and you share that one to other people. And that's why social media also has so many websites or applications. For what purpose? For better facilitate communication and interaction between people in a group, either through text or messages or video or multimedia formats. And that's the gift of social media. So we have so many social media for many other purposes. For some of them for business, for sports, for many other things. So this is social media. That's what we need to be. Now, social media has become part of our life, especially for in the modern age. Now we live in a digital age. So there was a time that we did not have digital thing, but now we have digital. Okay. So digital media and digital time. And so in that way, social media plays very important role. Okay, next one. Okay. So the next one is the types of communication according to audience. So people involved. So the first one is called intrapersonal. Second one, interpersonal. So there is different intrapersonal and interpersonal. The third one is group communication. It can be small group, it can be bigger group. Like for example, now we are only 12 or 15 of us, small group, but there can be 1,000 people. It's a larger group. Then we discuss our mass communication for bigger known and unknown. Like for example, when cinema is produced, so you do not know how many people will watch, or a television program, or a concert. So mass communication. So interpersonal communication, interpersonal communication, the group communication, and mass communication. Okay, next one. It is called more. Okay, next one. Yeah, what is intrapersonal? That means communication that goes within oneself, like internal dialogue. Now I'm sitting here, I'm talking, but I can speak, I'm talking to you, I'm speaking to you, but I can also think something else. Like for example, you're listening to my class. So by listening to my class, you're able to also think something about friend, about your work, about your tomorrow's what you're going to do, or you're able to understand my class or not able to understand my class. Something bothers you, something goes within yourself. So that's called self-talk or imagination or memory. For example, I'm here physically, but I can think about my parents. I can think about tomorrow what I'm going to do. I can think about money. I can think about my health. I can think of my studies, my future, my travel. So something goes within myself. That's called intrapersonal. That means a process of thinking or reflecting or remembering, processing information within myself, in my mind. It becomes intrapersonal communication. And this can affect our how we talk, how we smile, how we think about people, our situation, how we decide, everything, our overall well-being. And this is applicable for everyone, for me, you, and everyone in the world. So every now and then we do that intrapersonal communication. Okay, that's called intrapersonal communication. Okay, next one. The next second is into one, number two, please. The previous one. Ah, yes, okay. So information, ideas, or feelings between two people or more people. That's how our skills, our behavior, our likes, or dislikes, we make use of in a social interaction, either formal or non-formal, like also in a family. So in a group, in a class, in the market, or in a government office, or in a church, or an NGO, or anywhere. So one with others. It can be one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many people, one group with another group. So one person to other people, or For example, now all of you speak to me and I'm alone and you are in a group, or when I speak, you're in a group. So it's called interpersonal communication. Or you speak among yourselves, your interpersonal communication. So that means, in short, how people communicate or connect with each other. So this can not only be in physically present, it can be also virtual through social media. So not only physically present, interpersonal communication can happen also through virtual through social media. For example, a group of your students from your university, they talk to another college, another institution, another university to communicate. So interpersonal virtual. So one group talks to another group. Okay. Number 3, please. Okay, so we just have a group. So group communication helps especially for collaboration, working together, sharing together, making decisions together, how to solve problems in a team. So group of people. So it can be small group or big group. How we can do it through meeting. Like for example, you and me now we are in a group communication. So even if we are in two different places, all of you are in your country and I'm here. So it's face to face, it can be face to face meeting. If we remember during pandemic time, many people could not travel. So this Zoom and Google Meet and other platforms came. So people were able to discuss because they cannot travel because no flight, because of the health concerns. People try to make use of technology, even classes, schools, colleges, they had everything through technology. So that's why it became working from home. So working from home continues even till today. So video conference through technology. So group communication through technology. So that's how group dynamics are important. Like you, when you are hired in a company or in a government, they give you practical examination. So they give you a topic and a group of people, and they will see how you are interacting, how you talk, how you present. So group dynamics. Also communication styles, how you communicate, oral, gestures, as we discussed today, overall context. So that's how it should be um, one factor of group communication. Okay, next one. Okay, next one. So we are almost finishing this one. So this will be very useful for any communication purpose. The 7 C's of communication. Everything begins with letter C. I have already said the first one in the beginning today. Clarity, clear. Any communication, make sure you achieve clear communication. Clear communication, clear understanding, clear way of speaking, writing, also clear way of understanding. So that's clear or clarity, the first one. Second one is concise or brevity, to the point. Okay. Next one. Okay. Yeah. So correct, coherent, complete, and courteous. Okay. Let's go one by one. Next one, please. Yeah. So use language, avoid difficult words or jargons because this will help you better understanding. Concise means to the point. Avoid unnecessary words or repetition. Focus on the most important key messages. So that's how people are able to understand better. That means you should know any language, English or your own mother tongue, many words, and saying same thing in different words, and do not repeat too many words which is not needed. It's called economy of words. Do not use any extra word or sentence if it is not needed. If you can say same thing with 2 words, then you say 2 words. You don't need to say 3 words. If you can say 15 words use 15 words. Don't use any more too many unnecessary adverbs or adjectives because meaning is same. For example, I say the food is very tasty, but so the word very, instead of saying the very tasty, I can say the food is sumptuous, it's good, so like that. So don't use anything extra word. So concise, to the point. Number three is concrete. Use specific parts of figures, example to support your message. For example, I say, I went to the market, I saw an accident in which many people died. Okay. So I'm saying many people. So it's in accident, you need to say how many people were injured or died. Like 2 people died and 10 people are injured. So I'm using concrete, or I say that, so there's a fire in a neighborhood, but I need to say where exactly happened, the place, exact location. So facts and figures are important. For example, I say in your country there are 10 million people. So facts and figures are important. So that will give you concrete expressions, especially facts or figures, example to support your argument for your message. Because that will be tangible or relatable. People can understand. Okay, so concrete facts and figures. Next one. Then correct. Any message supposed to be correct. It should not be wrong. Grammatically correct. There should not be any mistake. And people should help to build credibility. That means people can believe what he or she is saying is authentic. It's not fake. So we will discuss later, not today, other time, about fake news. So people just make something true, which is not true. So that's why you have fake news, misinformation. So that's why credibility is important. The next one is coherent. Your information, your message is arranged systematically, logically. Why? So that people can understand. You communicate better, clearly, than your argument, like point number one, point number two, point number three. For example, I'm going to speak today 7 C's. The first C is this, the second C is that. So I arrange everything systematically. That's why any message is supposed to be coherent, meaning logically flow from one to other, the next one, and the last one, the last one. Okay. So, and information should be complete, not half, not partial, so that recipient can understand your message well and action can be taken. For example, tomorrow the Prime Minister is going to come to our college or our society. So therefore, we need to prepare everything. Suppose I say, oh, the Prime Minister is coming. Coming where? At what time? What will he do? Who we need to attend? So any information should be complete so that action can be taken for that purpose. And last one is courteous. You need to speak respectively. That's why when you are young, our parents, teachers, and family members, society make use of respectable words, respectful gestures, not to offend anyone. So any communication is supposed to be polite, respectable, and consider the other person's feeling and perspectives so that misunderstandings should be avoided, understanding should be created. For example, you're speaking, you don't agree with opinion of a court. So you can, with due respect to the court, I said this. That means you do not supposed to disrespect court or elders or teachers. You may disagree, but very politely you say, okay, I respect your opinion, but this is my opinion. I respect to disagree. So you don't, I said, oh, I don't like what you said. It's bad. So instead of saying that, you have to say differently. So these are 7 C's can be used for any communication, including social media. Okay, next one. So 7 C's, remember, in your memory, so it will be useful for you, for anyone, for any profession, for any purpose, any context. Okay, next one. So this is the last slide, and I stop here today. So now maybe about 10 minutes. Now you can say what are the things that we learned today, what interested you, or how can you make use of the class today in your life, in your work or profession. Okay, I stop here now. Then I will take your questions and clarification, or you want to say something more, you want to share, please do. Okay, thank you. Okay. What you like, what you didn't like, any questions, or you want to give an example, or those 7 C's you like the most, or anything, or yeah, please. Yes, please, anyone? Or any question?